What's up, people? I just wanted to reflect on some things that I've been thinking about. I thought a lot today, not too long ago, about this idea again of people coming to your life for a season. And oftentimes it's for a particular, you know, um, motivation, a reason. And I thought a lot about certain people who came into my life as a creative person pursuing a creative industry, who came into my life at a time where I felt a lot of self doubt and insecurities and was just frustrated, like angry, depressed, anxious all the time, constantly dealing with my own demons, not seeing anything positive in myself, was always down on myself for just not being able to make things happen. Didn't see any talent in myself necessarily. I thought I could always get better. And in thinking that way, which is good, I undermined myself a lot. I undercut myself, I guess. And these people came into my life and they saw like that hidden gem, that was like just somewhere buried deep inside of this rock of me. Um, and I'm appreciative of that because I look back and, I didn't see any worth in the things that I was doing and the work that I was making, but I just wanted to create. I wanted to create opportunities because I wasn't being presented opportunities. And to this day, to some extent, that's still true. But these people saw talent in me and they motivated me at a time that probably I would have just ended up not giving, enough effort to the things that I wanted to do, which probably would have led to me kind of falling out of love for this craft, which has happened before. And I pushed through it. But that's a fear of mine, is like, the thing that I found that I truly love doing just for the sake of it, the craft of it. Everything I truly love about filmmaking. I was afraid that I was going to fall out of love with it again. And these people kind of pushed me in a direction. I was like, no, you just got to keep doing what you're doing, dude. You're doing great. And it motivated me a lot. And a lot of these people who were there for me in that part of my life, I wish I could just tell them now, thank you, looking back. Because initially, I'm sure you could see through like past videos where I talked about losing friends, but um, I saw it through a more selfish lens of like, what did I lose? Instead of like, you know, what were these people possibly doing for themselves at the time? And I hope that I could have given the best version of myself to them, in a way that I feel like it kind of benefited me, right? I felt like they motivated me at a time that I needed it. I hope that I could have done the same for these people. Whenever I see a person who's younger than me in this industry trying to pursue it, I always try to give them some sort of advice. Even if they've been doing this longer than me, I don't know, I feel this like older brother kind of thing a little bit, which it's probably annoying, but you know, um, I don't know. It's just I truly have love for this craft, man, and I want to create and tell these stories, and I just feel like I'm constantly at a point where I'm still kind of doubting myself a lot, um, but I'm very much in control of my career. I don't want other people to have control over my career and over whether or not I get to do the things I love. So that's why I got into writing. I'm going to create my own dream roles. You know, I want to get into directing. You know, maybe this acting thing is just to teach me how to be a better director. I don't know. I was reading something on Chadwick Boseman, and he actually intended on being a director and only pursued acting because he wanted to see how actors, did what they did so he could better help direct them. And it turns out he was good at acting. That's his own words. And he was. He was amazing. So he's clearly a role model for me. Um, but yeah. And last thing I'll add is like, well, last two things. I remember taking an acting class in Atlanta, and this young kid, he's a little younger than me, but like we would do scenes in class together, and he was an amazing young talented actor. Um, and I remember one day he told me that, like, in class, that he kind of looked up to me a little bit. And it was kind of similar in the sense of like how I feel like these friends kind of like, approached me in a similar way, where it's like they saw something in me in a time where I didn't see anything in myself. At that time, I was just a kid who was trying to take an acting class to figure out if this was for me. Like, I was trying to be good. And this kid was telling me, like, hey, man, like, you look like you do this. Like, you are someone who I have big time respect for you, you know? Like, I look up to you. I remember. And it just, like, affected me so deeply because I was like, damn. Like, I'm talking shit about myself all the time. And there are people who actually see me as somebody who's actually working really hard. Maybe I shouldn't be as hard on myself. And another thing I'll say to end this is, I think a lot of my problems came from a place of me always seeking this kind of validation of whether or not I'm good or whether or not this is for me from people outside of myself. And it's always good to have friends. It's always good to make friends. If you lose friends, you're always going to make friends again. But before you make those friends, you got to kind of ask yourself, am I in a place, and it's kind of like pursuing relationships in that sense, I guess, but am I in a place where I'm confident in myself to where I'm not seeking somebody else to tell me I'm good? You know? Trust me, if you're in that place mentally and physically, spiritually, it'll help you out a lot. You'll probably make less mistakes than I did, but I hope this video was coherent enough. I hope it made sense. I hope you could hear me. I'm sorry I can't really edit this, but thank you.